Quitting is extremely difficult, and many think it's only for losers. But that could not be further from the truth. It's for winners too, and it is a skill that many winners have, is to know when to quit and when to persist. In this video I'm gonna be providing you a formula through which you know that should you quit or should you not quit. This can be applied for thinking about quitting school or job, a relationship, or whatever it is. Before we start, I know that over 90% of you who are watching this video right now have not subscribed to my channel, which is mental. So if you have watched any of my videos in the past and you have enjoyed them, please consider subscribing. That means that I will be able to bring more and more of value to you every single week. Do we have a deal? Hopefully so. Now let's get into the video, my friends. I was obsessed on football. I was obsessed on everything related to the game. Whether it was playing itself on a break at the school, or then on a more of a serious game. This was most of my childhood, along with studying and then playing video games, which were also mostly about football. I started football at 3 years old, and I loved it. And my father even is an ex-professional footballer. I trained hard. I loved both the practice and then the games. I got so obsessed that I had to be there at the training, even if I was ill. I had to get a trophy for the person who has trained the hardest. And I won it like 2 or 3 times, so I think like every year when I was actually still playing football. And overall I wanted to win the best trophies my age footballers, so kiddos, could win. And my team did quite a few times, which is sick. We were quite good. I think we were like in the top 3 best teams of my age bracket. And we all had a ton of fun. But then, after 10 to 11 years of playing football, I quit. Why? I will go through it in a second. Quitting is difficult and many think it's for losers, but it's actually for winners too. You need to quit bad eating habits to be healthy. You need to quit a hobby to make time for a new one. You need to quit the negative self-talk to have a good self-talk. If I never quit the unsustainable way of making content to social media, there's no way I would ever have reached 100,000 followers. Quitting isn't bad, it is needed. Quitting is for winners. As Steven Bartlett, the host of the famous podcast called The Diary of a CEO, said in an interview with Ali Abdaal, the most successful and intelligent people I have ever met have an unbelievable ability to quit things. You can't start a new job without quitting the previous one. You can't start a new relationship unless you quit the old one. You can't get fit if you don't quit the habits making you unhealthy. As quitting is crucial, I want to teach you today how can you make a decision whether to quit something or not. We'll be going through a quitting formula that Bartlett had in his book Happy Sexy Millionaire. And I will have quitting me football as an example that you can understand this better. So, the formula. The first question you want to ask is, am I thinking of quitting? If it is yes, then why are you thinking of quitting? If you say, okay, I want to quit because it is hard, then in this case, is the challenge worth the potential reward? If yes, don't quit. If it is not worth it, then quit. What if you're wanting to quit because it sucks? Then ask yourself, can you make it not suck? If you can't, then quit. If you can make it suck less, is the effort needed to make it suck less worth it? If no, quit. If yes, don't quit. That's the formula. Simple but helpful, right? It helped me so much understand when should I quit something and when I should not. And I've been also using it recently. Now let's go through the formula with why I quit football. Was I thinking of quitting football? I was. Why was the 11 to 12 year old me thinking of quitting? I was thinking, well, one, I have children rheumatics. And it is harder for me to run around and my foot starts to hurt more easily, and then I also get injured more easily. So that would be one reason. And 2, I don't anymore get the same enjoyment from practice as I used to. Now it is different from before. Maybe it is because I'm so behind of everyone else, but maybe there's also something else. And maybe it is because a lot of my friends have quit as well. And now I'm there with people who I barely know. And 3, I was getting bullied for not going to practice. And if you know any of my backstory, like I was bullied of everything. And this was one of those things as well. I wanted the bullying to stop so badly that then I was thinking like it would get easier if I quit. Spoiler, it did not, and I was getting bullied for that I quit football. Okay, let's dive deeper. It's just hard. Is the challenge worth the potential reward? I wasn't sure. I still love the game, but the process of getting where I wanted to go, it sucked. So it would have been worth it if I loved going to practice. Could I have made the practice not suck? No, I didn't feel that there was a way to do that. Again, I was massively behind everyone there because I hadn't barely gone to practice for like the last 3 months. So of course I'm behind everyone. And I also had gained a bit of weight, or like I had at least lost any of it. So I was even more than behind everyone who was actually fit. But yeah, I didn't feel the same drive as I used to, but I decided to give it one more go, and I got injured. and when I already had foot problems, someone stepping on my foot was not fun. And my doctors necessarily didn't praise me for still continuing to play football. So I quit. I didn't see a way I could now make it not suck anymore. Now it was a massive team I was playing in, hundreds of kids, and yeah, I barely knew anyone there, and then I didn't know even all the coaches. Previously, when I was playing, my father was my coach, and we had like 20 to 30 kids like on an average per like one training. So like that was such an intimate group. And I love the process of like hanging out and training and getting better together. So as my dad was my coach, like we got to share that same passion for football, and he helped me a ton. But then as I aged, how the football world works, then I had to continue to another team, and then he was not the coach anymore. And then that wasn't anymore so much fun with all these new people. Did my life get any better from quitting football? I don't think so, in the short term. But in the long term, definitely yes. Changing direction is difficult. It will leave you in this state of chaos for some time, until then it stabilizes. But don't be afraid to change the direction. Think about it, which one would be a worse outcome? 1. You change the direction and it did not work out. It was a mistake, but you learned something new. Or 2. You are on your deathbed and you are thinking, what if I change the direction? Pivoting is scary. If it wouldn't be, everyone would be doing it. You gotta be brave. Or then you gotta fake being brave, because then that actually makes you brave. And thanks Chris Williamson from whom I stole that. Honestly, the worst mistake you can do is to not take any action at all. When you fail, you get the opportunity to learn. I believe I'm on the right path right now, but soon I might realize like, damn, like this is not the path, and then I gotta change it. The main thing is, you can't know whether a decision is good or bad before you've made it. Again, when you do change the direction, sure, it might be a mistake. You might regret it first, like in some way, but when you learn from that, it is great for your own long-term success. You can't find the thing that you are called for, your calling, if you never try it. So you will probably fail at a lot of things before you succeed. That's the only way to get there. Accept it, take action, fail, learn, and get to where you desire. I have made an article about how to know what do you want from life. I'm gonna be linking it down below, and if I make it into a video one day, I'm gonna be also linking it up somewhere in the corners and then in the description. I hope you found this helpful, and definitely use the formula that I gave you here and try out a lot of stuff, and don't be scared to change your direction, although it is scary. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and make sure to watch this video next, or then read the article down below in the description.